Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today what I want to do is compare the kikki.K DreamLife journal and the Dream Planner, because a lot of people have asked me if you need both in order to go through your DreamLife Starts Here journey, I guess we're going to call it. So if you didn't know, I have started a Facebook group for people who wanted to read the book and carry out the exercises at the same time, and we're going to do it over the course of 2020. So we're actually giving ourselves a year to read this book and do all of the things that are in it. So I'll leave the link for that in the description box if you want to join us. So this is a kind of how to get started, I guess, with the journey. You're going to need the book. That's the number one thing. You can get by without anything else, just the book and a notepad. But most of us want to have something to sort of help us, guide us through the process. So if you look through the book, you see there are exercises in here for you to get to do things. But the journal itself has a lot more. So what I'm going to do is take you through both, so you'll be able to see what is in each. So the DreamLife journal, and I have started writing in this already because I have sort of half started the process. I just want to show you in the book itself. It has here listed on the contents the 25 chapters. So you can see 1 to 25 there, and it is exactly the same in the journal. So there is a section how to use your journal. Oh, I've missed the chapters. So here you can see on the contents page there's 1 through 25. So each chapter in the journal mimics the same chapter in the book, of course. So chapter 1 is called Open Your Heart and Dream Without Limits, and that's what it's called in the book as well. So you have a little introduction here, a little how to use the journal, and you can see I've gone through and marked it up. So when I met Christina, she said please use the book, please write in the book. So I thought, why not do it in a pretty way, and I've got this Pentel hybrid dual metallic pen in gold, and so I've gone through and done some nice cute bits in gold. That's beside the point, that's just me making it a bit more fun. So chapter 1, Open Your Heart and Dream Without Limits, it is exactly the same chapter as in the book, and it takes you through less of the text, because in here she's writing information, but here it has space. So here it tells you what exercises to do. In the journal it gives you the space to physically go in and do those exercises. So the journal is actually a mimic of the book, but with the space for you to actually fill in all the things that you want to fill in as part of that journey. So if I skip to just find a chapter 11. So in the book, chapter 11 is down here, your dream week and dream year. That sounds exciting. And let me see what page that was on. Page 177. So if I skip to 177 in the book, so here's chapter 11 in the actual book itself. So we have, information about whatever she's writing to us about. I haven't read this yet, so I don't know exactly what's in here. So you can see here it has exercise 1 and exercise 2 and the things you should do, exercise 3 and exercise 4 and the things that you should do. So that's in the book itself. If we skip to chapter 11 in here, there's a short bit on your dream week and dream year, but then she's given you space to do those exercises. So here's exercise 1, which was your dream day. So lots of information and prompts and things as well. Here's your dream week, which you can map out. That sounds exciting. And then more information about your dream week. And then here's your dream year, and she's actually given you space to do the entire year. That's cool. Turning dreams into reality. So that's the last exercise. There were 4 exercises in that chapter. So you can see she gives you tons of space to fill out that section in the journal. So for me, the book and the journal are a working combination. This is a really cool little duo The book has the exercise in it, and you can just write them on paper in a notebook or a planner or whatever you wanted. But having the journal as well, I think, is just a nice little companion in order for you to, she's mapped out the space for you in there to actually answer the questions. And what's nice about that, I think, is you can go back to it, you know, in a year or 5 years' time and see the questions that were asked and the answers, whereas in a notebook you might just write the answers and work through them that way, which is fine as well, but I like to document my life. That's why I have planners. So I think for me, having the two together is super, super awesome. So I'm going to put them to the side for the moment and grab the planner, and I'll probably come back to the book itself. Now, I haven't done a super detailed comparison of the two yet, so this really is the first time I'm looking at them, you know, studying the differences between them. So the planner is a little different because I've set it up for me, you know, me and my love of setting up a planner. So there's a whole video, a couple of videos actually dedicated to setting this up, and I have a playlist actually called DreamLife Documented, which is the name of the Facebook group. So in your planner, we have a place to commit to making your dream life a reality, some information about your dream life, how to use the dreaming tab, which is this first section in your planner. Dream without limits, discover your passions, define your values. So it actually, I think, has some different stuff in here. So she then says how to use the life areas tabs, which are these open ones. So you could say, you know, career, health and wellness, hobbies, whatever you want to focus on for this journey, you can put onto these 3 tabs, and tells you how to go about doing those. There is space for a vision board inside of those sections as well, so you can set that up. So I'll just skip to this section here that tells you how to use the calendar tab then, which is the next tab. And there isn't a calendar in the journal, as you saw. I don't believe. I haven't, as I said, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but that's not in there. And then the supports tab, oh, I missed the reflection tab, monthly reflection tab, and then the supports tab. So it takes you through how to use those. But let's have a look at the actual tabs themselves. I've just put a few decorations in here. This was just a yellow circle. For dreaming, she has start today and to write down how many hours a week you're going to work on your dreams. So actually our group is starting tomorrow on January 13th, 2020, and that's when I'm going to start going through and filling out both the journal and the planner. So I'll do some of that on camera if I can, so you can go through this process with me, or else I'll come back and show you what I've done if there's nothing too private. So she has how many hours a week, and then mapping out what time of the day might work best for you based around your life, your work, how your brain works, when you feel most creative or analytical or whatever it is that you need to be. And then your 101 dreams list. Now you saw, I think, in the book itself, there is this 101 dreams list, and you can see that I've started writing some of mine in, and I did that actually at the masterclass. So they're in here, let's see if they're in here as well. I'm not sure if, yeah, so there's space in the book as well to write them. So again, you don't necessarily need the other things. You could do everything from the book and a notepad if you wanted to. I always like to brainstorm in a notepad of some kind. This one has a section for your passions. Now, I know that we talk about passions in here, which might be still in this chapter 1. Let's have a look. It might be useful for me to do this again for you once I've actually been through some of the book itself, so that I know, you know, I've actually gone through and done the bits and pieces. Inspired by the dreams of others. So there may not be a passion section in here. I will go through what I go through in the planner, I'll go through in the group, so you'll sort of get to see that. So this asks, you know, what do you love doing, what excites you, that kind of thing. What are your values? And she gives you some ideas of some values that might help you. And then what is your purpose? We have a section here to visualize your dream day. So we did see that in the book, right? We saw your dream day, your dream week, and your dream year. So So plan your dream day, plan your dream week. So again, that part is already included in the journal, so you can see some of it is definitely covered in the journal. Now when you get to your dream life area, I think that's where this is separating us slightly from the journal. I'm not sure, but I think because, you know, when you're in a ring bound planner, you're able to have little sections for how you want to do things. So if I had chosen, say, career as this section, then I would be rating where my career is right now and where I'd like to be, and I will do where I would like to be at the end of 2020, because that's how long I'm going to spend on this process. And then this is a bit of a thicker page because it is that vision board that we talked about. So here you can like cut out stuff from magazines and pop them in here, or you could hand letter stuff, watercolor, or just write whatever you want, draw whatever you want. That's quite exciting, and I like that because it gives you a place to write, and it gives you empty space for you to do it however you want, because a lot of people need to write. I'm someone who needs to write stuff down, but some people need to see it visually, like in a drawing of some kind, and they need to mind map and things like that. So what I love about this is that it doesn't restrict you to just one way of doing things. You can do this process however you want, and I think that is super cool. Okay, so then she's mapping out here the dream roadmap. So your dream as a SMART dream, so applying the, you know, the rules of goals to that, and then a master action list. So all the things that you could do to achieve that dream, and I guess you could keep adding to this as you wanted to. We're going to pull out 7 key SMART actions for the dreams and the tasks. So there's lots of space to do that throughout the year for that particular dream, and then we do the same for dream life area number 2, and then the same for dream life area number 3. We then have a calendar section, which is just your normal everyday kikki.K calendar, Monday through Sunday, with a note section on the side. So you could potentially just use this to track how you're going with the process and what you want to focus on each month, that kind of thing. And then we come to the reflection section. It says monthly reflection, and you can choose whatever month you're starting in. How would you rate the month? 1 out of 10. Out of 10. And then you can review what you've done, what progress you've made, obstacles, how you overcame those obstacles, things you learned, grateful for, etc. And then, of course, there's space to do that each month. And then this last section is supports, and I will pop back into the journal to see where this stuff fits in there as well. Grid paper, lined paper, but also who can help. So the name, how they can help you, how you can meet them, their contact details, and any notes you've made. So if you can identify someone who can help you, you know, if Ed Sheeran can help you on your journey, then how are you going to get in touch with him? That kind of thing in here. And then there's a table section for the supports that you can put in place. So what is the support, and how is that going to help you, and you can check off whether you've done it. So let's have a look then at how that might fit with the journal as well. So see if it matches the chapters at all. So here chapter 6 was discover and follow your passions. So there was a section in here to find your passions, be guided by what you truly value, and there was a section there for values as well. And here's purpose, so there was a section for purpose. Dream week and dream year, so we saw how we planned that out, so that's in the diary, in the planner, as well as in the journal. Write your dream life story, prioritize, look at your dreams daily, brainstorming, who can help. So here's the support section. So that section is covered here in the book as well. Let's have a quick look at page 220. So your supports, who can help, and I think she gives you some ideas about why that's important. She's given you an example of people who she wanted to help her, and then who, why, what can they help with, how can I meet them and learn from them. So dream number 1, dream number 2. So it's exactly the same as in the planner, just it is just drawn out a little differently, that's all. So that's covered in there as well. Potential barriers and solutions, supports we just did. 7 key things to focus on, creating your 1-page dream roadmap, and the lifelong process. I can't see here the monthly review thing, so that's different in the planner, but again, you can also just write a review yourself. So hopefully you can see that these 3 things go together really nicely. The book, obviously, we need. The journal has all of the exercises from the book in it. The planner is, there's nothing really different about it except that it's set up like a planner and has some things in it that a planner would have, like review sections. That's generally what I do in planners. So it has the calendar and it has a review. So that's the difference, but none of those things are things that you have to buy this planner in order to be able to do this process. You really need the book, that's all you need. But if you want to add the journal, then that would be awesome. And if you want to add the planner, that would be awesome. You could have the book and the journal. These two great together. These two great together. I have all 3 because I'd already bought these and Christina sent me this and I adore it. I just think it's gorgeous. And the way my brain works is, well, a couple of things about it. I like to write and I learn by writing. So the more I write, the better I learn. So if I can answer these questions a couple of times, so in the journal, and then kind of rewriting it, rephrasing it, reinforcing what I'm writing, that really, I think, will help me. That's kind of how I went through university and school. That's how I've studied all my life. I just need to do things over and over again in order to learn. And I think the same process applies here. The more time I spend on it and physically writing it out, I think the better I'm going to be at understanding what I want to do and how I'm going to get there. So, like I said, you don't need everything, absolutely don't need everything, but depending on how you function and how you learn and how you, how you generally are with these kinds of things, that will kind of dictate what you need. But absolutely, number 1, you have to have the book. And I know some people have got the Audible book, which is awesome as well. That's a great idea, and I think it does come with PDF worksheets that are in the journal, so it's basically the same as the journal. So lots of different options for how you want to go through it. Now, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works and show you your 3rd option, or maybe your 4th option. I'm not sure where I'm up to by now. This is the DreamLife diary. The DreamLife weekly diary. Now it's partway through January already, so we're a little bit behind. But sorry about my voice. I just had a little asthma attack. The air is strange in Melbourne lately. So anyway, I sound a bit funny, so sorry about that. Alright, so kikki.K also put out this DreamLife diary. One of the things I love about it is this 2020 wall planner. Open it up for you. It says a year of possibilities on the top there. There's nothing really else to it, but I just think it's really neat. It's a really lovely little wall planner. So that is super cool. Comes with the standard little diary thingy as well. Now, the only downside I can see to this diary is that it does not lay flat. So if you open it, it doesn't lay flat, and I don't know if I could use it. So I'm going to give this away. So if you would like it, stay tuned. Make your dreams a priority. So, and I have been through this already on my channel, but I'll show you again as part of this whole thing. So a little introduction. Some questions to consider, and these are questions that are from the book and from the journal. Again, you're seeing the place to put your 101 dreams list. And then remember, here's your signature to commit to, sorry, not a signature, but you commit to how many hours you're going to work on your dreams, and then to figure out the best time of day that you will work on them, and that's also in the journal. It says here an annual check-in, so it's asking you to write down 10 wonderful things that happened in the last 12 months. So that's quite cool. 5 things that you're most proud of, 5 lessons that you've learnt, 5 things you're grateful for, 5 things that I did that took me closer to living my dream life. So those aren't in either of those books, but it's kind of part of that review process. Things you want to improve on, decisions that you've made, what things you want to do less of, things you want to do more of. And then some other reflection questions there. So that reflection was in the planner. Just zoom you in a little closer. So here is your dream day. So what kind of things would make up your dream day and your dream week? So these are the same things that we saw in both the journal and the planner, and your dream year as well. And it gives you space for all the months, which we saw in the planner as well. Turn your dreams into reality, so some questions there. A quarterly dream roadmap, whereas in the book, the journal we had, in the planner we had a place to have a vision board for your 3 different journals, but this one actually breaks it up by quarter. That's quite cool. So I think what she's doing is providing you with different ways to do things depending on how you like to do things. And if you wanted to really incorporate your dream life into your weekly diary, so this could be your normal diary for everyday stuff, but because there's a actual calendar section, I think, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's get to it. So then she has this dream section, visualize your dreams. So there's the vision board section there, and then our start today. So your year at a glance for this year and next, public holidays, and then January. Dated. You can see January is dated, and there's a place here to record how much time you've allocated to your dreams this week. It's kind of the same layout as the B6 inserts, but also similar to how they're doing the new A5 inserts as well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then your top priorities here. So that's set up for the whole year, right through to January 3rd. No? Yes, January 3rd next year. And, oh, it looks like at the end of each month, let me just check November. Yeah, at the end of each month there is this section that says progress made, things that you've learned, obstacles I've faced, moments that inspired me. So this is that monthly reflection. So it is incorporating that in here as well. And then the last section is for seek inspiration. So this is the supports, who can help, the name, how can they help, and how can you meet them. There's this follow your passions. So again, the same as in the journal and the planner, a place to pop down your passions and define your values with some example values you might want to focus on. And then just inspiration, books, websites, podcasts, and then notes at the back. So I hope you can see that it's all 3 systems, the journal, the planner, and the diary, all give you different ways of cutting up the same information, right? So, you know, like I said before, we all learn differently, we all see things differently. Some of us are very visual, some of us need to listen to things, some of us need to physically do things. So I think these 3 systems provide you with, one of them should suit you, you know, one of them should be the way that you work. And I hope that you've got the one that you need. So start with the book. I would honestly add the journal. I think that's the most useful thing. And if you wanted to add one of these as well, I think that would be cool and fun to do if that's what you like doing. You know, if you're a planner girl like me, it's nice to add something like that to the stack, just to have a different and perhaps more creative way of visualizing this stuff. You can see I've packed this full of cool things that make me happy. It's full of pinkness and cuteness, and I will add more as time goes on, of course, and that makes me happy. That makes me motivated to come back to the system all the time, and that's what I think this process is going to be all about. If you can't bring yourself to come back and do it, then it's not going to work for you. And I think you need to put in the work, of course, to get to the end. And that's what I'm really excited about. So I'm going to try to get this video up tonight. Today is Sunday the 12th of January, and therefore be able to give away this diary to someone who wants it, who thinks that'll work for them. I will have to decide how I'm going to give it away. So check out the description box to find out how you can win this. Obviously I haven't decided yet. Alright guys, that's it from me. This beautiful little yellow collection of things here and I are going to get to know each other very, very well over the next 12 months. And if you're joining me on the DreamLife journey, I'm so excited to have you. There is such a thing as accountability, and I think that's what we are for each other. We are 83 members strong over on the Facebook group, which is awesome. I'm so excited that there's so many of you keen to get on board with me, and I can't wait for us to start tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. Okay guys, that's it from me. Good luck if you're entering the giveaway, and I will see you all again super soon. Thanks guys, bye.